Hello everyone, this is Hiran Patel, pursuing MS in Information Technology, and today I will be presenting my professional perspective in form of IT toolkit developed by me as part of IT strategy and policy governance course. The IT toolkit is the professional's container of information or related or varied concepts, topic, resources, etc. The purpose of the toolkit is to serve as a knowledge base that can be easily and quickly accessed by the IT professional. Every IT toolkit will not obtain the same types of information as each is tailored to the individual's IT professional that initially develop it and others with similar interests. My toolkit on a website is to first have home page and then PowerPoint slides for IT strategy, policy, and IT governance. Then I would like to add links to courses I took in the past like IT system acquisition and integration, business intelligence and data visualization charts, database design and application, database administration, etc. Let us move forward and look at what is IT strategy, policy, and governance. What is IT professional? An IT professional refers to a person with the capability to specify, design, develop, install, use, support, maintain, administer, assess, or research information technology or information systems. Information technology is his or her main economic activity. What is the role of IT strategy, policy, and governance in the IT professional? I believe IT strategy, policy, and governance plays very crucial and important role in the IT profession as it helps a professional to take bigger decisions regarding IT in his organization and at the same time mitigate risk associated with it. It also helps the professional determine the core competency before taking any path-breaking decisions. Governance and control frameworks are becoming a part of IT management best practice and are an enabler for establishing IT governance and complying with continually increasing regulatory requirements. IT strategy is a comprehensive plan that outlines how technology should be used to meet IT and business goals. An IT strategy, also called as technology strategy or IT technology strategic plan, is a written document that details the multiple factors that affect the organization's investment in and use of IT technology. It should cover all facets of technology management, including cost management, human capital management, hardware and software management, vendor management, and risk management. Key concepts of an IT strategy cannot be divorced from their broader notion of an information tech strategy. The former is a necessary component of the latter and has no independent existence from it. It follows that the IT strategy should be designed to facilitate the objectives and requirements of the information strategy in both its vertical and horizontal manifestations, and at both its general and specific levels. It also follows that the information management principles and the governance machinery set out above apply in this inclusive manner. What is a key method? In my perspective, SWOT analysis is a key method. With SWOT stands for strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Analysis is the place to get specific about the health of your company's key business priorities and IT strategy as they relate to your culture, capabilities, and infrastructure. For threats, try to think of a handful of most likely things that could invalidate either your strategy or execution plans, such as nature disaster in the region or disruptive announcements from a competitor. So, what is a SWOT analysis? It's a method to create strategic plan by identifying four key principles. As we know that it is strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. We need to do a SWOT analysis, take some time to think about each of the four key principles and then list how the business relates to each one. First, start with strength by asking what does the company do well? What resources does it offer that are important to you? And how is the company making the best use of information technology? With the weakness, ask what resources or services could the company improve? In what areas does the competition have technological edge? And what technology should the business actually avoid? For opportunities, think about how technology is changing. Are there interesting trends in technology that you would like to use and see used? And is there a need in the market that no one is currently filling? Lastly, with threats, consider what is the competition doing well. What information security threats should the business be most concerned about, and what new innovations are others bringing to the market? Next, organize the list of priority, choosing only a few for each SWOT item. You will find that weakness and strength are normally true for the company today, an internal factor, while opportunities and threats imply an external factor of a future state. An exercise that will help you remember the key principle is to complete a SWOT analysis on your ability to market yourself. Completing this exercise will give you a foundation on how to create a strategic plan for yourself and for a business. Being able to present a SWOT analysis means that you have the ability to see the changes needed for a business to stay successful, and that you have given yourself one of the skills needed to be a technical pro who is in high demand. What is IT policy? IT policy helps organizations to properly articulate the organization's desired behavior, mitigate risk, and contribute to achieving the organization's goal. Key concepts. I think IT risk is a very key concept. It is defined by ISCA in COVID 5 as business risk, specifically the business risk associated with the use, ownership, operation, involvement, influence, and adoption of IT within an enterprise. IT risk is used dozens of times throughout the COVID 4 and is a key concept in the development of IT policy. Example for information security and authentication of users. COVID 5 for risk defines 7 risk principles. Connect to enterprise objectives, align with ERM, balance cost benefit of risk, promote fair and open communication, establish tone at the top and accountability, function as part of daily activities and consistent approach. Provide a systematic, timely, and structured approach to risk management. Contribute to consistent, comparable, and reliable results. The risk principle formalize and standardize policy implementation, both the core IT risk policy and supporting policies. Example, information security policy, business continuity policy. Life cycle dimension is a key method in IT policy. The policy life cycle combines the policy principles and goals defined previously and includes the following phases. Plan. This phase establishes the foundation for a policy framework by covering the stakeholders and goals dimensions defined previously. Usually, organizations already have some policies in place. Therefore, identifying gaps between the governance principles and current valid policies helps to redesign and improve the policy framework in use. In this phase, a logical structure of documentation that will support and clarify policy principles is defined. The optimal amount of documentation depends on the organization's culture and management style. The objective of this activity is to improve clarity of policy principles and support their implementation. Design. There are two activities in this phase. Priority setup, which is identification of concrete policies using a risk based approach that addresses policy principles, setting deadlines and priorities for their review or creation. Second is policy structure definition. Writing a policy is not only a writing activity, it needs adequate coordination, which includes policy draft, policy review, approval, communication and distribution, and then style. In policy draft, we identify the individual responsible for researching and writing policies. A critical success factor is to resolve any potential issue concerning the feasibility for implementing policy principles. In policy review, we identify the individuals responsible for providing an independent review. The objective of this activity is to increase the policy credibility and quality. In approval, communication and distribution, we establish the procedure for obtaining final policy approval from the authorized individuals defined in the stakeholders dimension previously and determine the policy communication and training strategy. In style, we define writing quality standards including document format, font type, language style, glossary of terms and document structure. The objective of this activity is to ensure that the policies are written, presented, and structured in a way that is clear, concrete, complete, consistent, and easy to follow. Now, to implement this activity corresponds to implementation and enforcement policies defining activities that will assist the organizations in providing a transparent transition from a non-compliant to a compliant state. In the operate life cycle dimension, an effective policy should be part of the organization's DNA. Building an accountable culture and using policies in daily operations ensure that the organization's goals are met. In this phase, organizations should walk the talk of policy principle. In evaluate and monitor phase, this has the objective to confirm that policy requirements are properly implemented and the organization operates effectively. The degree of success of policy principles supporting business goals is evaluated and the overall efficiency of the policy framework is communicated to the relevant stakeholders. In last but not the least life cycle dimension, which is update and dispose, is to keep policy aligned with the business direction. Policies are reviewed for updating or removal. This activity has two objectives: to ensure that organizations have effective policies and to adjust the phases defined previously to maintain or improve the maturity of the policy framework. Good practice would require policies to be reviewed on a regular basis, typically every 12 months. What is IT governance? IT governance is the process that ensures the efficient use of IT to achieve enterprise strategic objectives and goals. What is the key concept? The COVID-5 process reference model subdivides the IT related practice and activities of the enterprise into two main areas: governance and management. The governance domain contains five governance processes. Within each process, evaluate, direct, and monitor practices are defined. With management further divided into domains of process, the four management domains are in line with the responsibilities of areas of plan, build, run, and monitor, which is also known as PBRM. In our IT governance, Balanced scorecard is a key method which in COVID-5 continues to be at the heart of how IT organization can effectively be governed and contribute value within the overall business. One key difference is the COVID-5 also adds other best practice frameworks and standards to the balanced scorecard method, which has the status of being the only approach elaborated in COVID-5. This broadens the environments where COVID-5 has defined applicability and has therefore increased the scope of COVID-5. Practical implications of this include translate strategy into action to achieve goals with a performance measurement system that goes beyond the conventional accounting and measuring those relationships and knowledge based assets necessary to compete in the information age. By using balanced scorecard, managers rely on more than short-term financial measures as indicators of the company's performance. They also take into account such intangible items as level of customer satisfaction, streamlining of internal functions, creation of operational efficiencies, and development of staff skills. This unique and more holistic view of business operations contributes to linking long-term strategic objectives with short term actions.